Please welcome Bert Rotundo.
So, the moment you realize that your parents aren't the perfect 80s movie parents is the moment that you become an adult. See, I was the envy of all my friends because I had two of the coolest parents on the planet. And I lived in a house where I was raised with love, respect, and epic fucking parties. Okay? And my parents were well-grounded and they treated us and grew us up right, like right people. But we were sort of like the Cleavers, if the Cleavers were into epic backyard parties with booze, pot, and live bands, you know? So with that being said, of course, as soon as I graduated from college, I was moving back there until I figured out what to do with my life. And my mother got me a job working side by side, waiting tables with her in the trenches of lunch hell at B.K. Sweeney's Parkside Tavern in Bethpage, New York. And I had a quick sit down with my mom the first week I worked with her because every time she would walk past, all the bar patrons would hit on her. And then all of a sudden I realized that my mom wasn't just my mom, but she's actually a very attractive woman. So she sits me down and she goes, "Look, at work, I am Donna, not Mom." Got it? And I was like, yeah, I got it. So one of the useless things that I learned at college, I read a lot of books in college, and one of the things I read was a book on feng shui. Now, for those of you who don't know what feng shui is the Eastern art of clearing your space, of clutter, reorganizing furniture so that the qi can flow better in your home. So, after reading one book on feng shui, I'm now a feng shui expert, and my first client is going to be my mom. So there I am in my mom and dad's bedroom, and we are clearing clutter. Grandma's estate paperwork gets put downstairs in the office. I'm moving right across the room, freeing up chi left and right. Mom's got a big smile on her face, right? Everything is going good. And I work my way over to the corner. And in this corner, there's a dried bouquet of flowers. Now, anybody who knows feng shui knows that dead things is bad news, right? You got to get rid of it. So, being the feng shui consultant that I was, I said, "You know, Mom, we really need to get rid of these flowers because these flowers are in your relationship corner, and this dead energy represents the relationship between you and Dad." Tears. I've seen my mom cry once in my life. For 3 seconds, and she buttoned that shit up real fast, right? So this was foreign territory. I'd never seen this before. So for what felt like a half an hour, I'm pleading with my mom, "Please tell me what's going on. You're making me nervous. I'm scared. I've never seen you like this." And she, no. So finally I'm like, "Donna, you tell me what the hell is going on." And she confides in me, finally, begrudgingly, that she had just recently learned that my father was having an affair with a family friend for over a decade. And then she pleaded with me not to say anything because I'm the first person she confided this to. And she apologized profusely for telling her son about the infidelity of his father. So in that moment, my life went from the 80s perfect movie, and it stopped. And it jetted off into some alternate universe that was a lot darker than the life that I had up until this point. So I kept my secret, and I lived in that house for 9 months. My dad never knew, and my mom and I never discussed it. And I went from being the happy-go-lucky person that everybody loved to the drunk, sullen guy sitting at the corner of the bar, and all my friends wondered, "Why? What's going on with you?" And I couldn't talk about it. I made a promise. And so 9 months go by living in this farce. And I have a trip coming to California for 2 weeks, and my mom decides that now is going to be the time to ask my father to leave the house while I'm gone. So the night before my trip, I'm on my way out the door to go get drunk with my buddies, because that's what I do now. And my dad stops me at the foot of the steps, and he says, "Hey, where are you going?" And I look over, and he's sitting on the couch with my mom, and they're about to watch a movie. Now, anybody who knows me knows that if heaven exists, you'll find me as an 8-year-old boy sitting on that couch with my mom and my dad watching movies for all of eternity. So I'm looking at my dad, knowing that this is the last time I'm going to see my dad in this house with my mom. I'm going to have a chance to watch a movie with him. And I'm about to say yes, and I look at my mom, and I'm immediately brought back into the reality that's been my life for the last 9 years. This is a fucking farce. This isn't real. And so I put on a fake smile, and I respectfully decline, and I walk out the door knowing that that's the last time I'm ever going to see my dad in the house that I grew up with. I go and get drunk. 15 years has passed. My dad now lives in Florida full-time with his awesome girlfriend. My mom snowbirds from New York and Florida with her awesome boyfriend. And now I spend Christmas in our new family tradition, which is dividing the time between mom and dad in Florida. A little weird. So my dad texts me, as per usual, to tell me that he's about 5 minutes away and to be waiting in the driveway because that's our new tradition. He picks me up in the driveway. And so he texts me and I let my mom know. I say, hey, Dad will be here in 5 minutes. I'm going to go wait outside for him. I'll get my bags. And she's like, well, you know what? Invite your dad up for a cup of coffee. Much to my surprise, and very much to my father's surprise when I invite him up for coffee. And there I am, on the veranda with my mom and my dad, sitting there drinking coffee, smoking cigarettes, and laughing. Like the 15 years that has been going on has not happened. And I'm flabbergasted. And in that moment, I learned a very valuable lesson, an adult lesson. And that is, just because something ends doesn't mean that it wasn't wickedly successful. Thank you.